Okay, there is a lot of debate happening in the world right now about when do women pay? Is it okay to still expect men to pay for everything? What do we do? What do we have to say about that in 2025? When we want equality, we are equal. There is already equality established, and we're falling back into that. But we're carrying old norms and these weird new standards. And then there's a lot of defensiveness on both ends of the spectrum for both genders. We're just talking male, female here. How do we navigate this conversation? I had a friend call me and ask me this, and I thought, this is a really interesting topic, especially as I've been diving deep into my own world of polarity, and here's something I'd like to offer. So my whole life I've been an equalist. I really do. I used to not even think about it. I would always go 50-50 on the first date even. I would always say, no, like it's fair. We share 50-50. What's the reason for not? I can do it. You can do it. Let's do it. Now I've started to change the tune a little bit in myself. I've started to feel into what it feels like to be taken care of by the masculine. And I'll share just really from my perspective, but one that I do feel is very balanced. I've always felt very balanced and fair about my viewpoints on both of the sexes and what it means to be a man and what it means to be a woman. I really do. I feel very fair here. I feel that both of us face really deep internal stuff and societal stuff. I feel that both of us have an extremely important purpose. I feel that we can kind of switch those roles within ourselves and with each other sometimes, but you have to decide what feels good for you and your dynamic. If you're a feminine leaning person and it feels good for the man to pay, I get it, and here's why, and here's the words that I will put behind it. The masculine is the provider role, right? It's the one that shows you that you are protected and you are safe and you are cherished. And to feel that from the masculine in any which way feels amazing for the feminine. Because what the feminine has to do, especially I'm talking about early dating especially, is she has to step into a lot of unknowns and a lot of lack of safety. There is a predator-prey dynamic in the masculine and feminine, and that's true in most natural world, animalistic, primal scenarios as well. That the feminine, yes, we are powerful. This doesn't mean that we're weak. This just means that, yeah, the masculine is usually the one that sort of preys and goes after the feminine versus the other way around. Yes, she can do it the other way around, but that has also been said that it feels good for a woman to be magnetic and let the man come to her versus her stepping out of that realm as well. That's kind of just a general rule of what feels good for women because they're in usually their natural state of being. Not everyone, but hear me if I'm speaking to you in this case. You want to be in your magnetism. You want to feel safe. Safety is your birthright and your default, but when you are stepping into a new realm with a man, you are stepping into many unknowns. And in some ways, a lack of safety. I mean, you're literally trying to establish safety in your body, and that's why first dates are also like, not only is it awkward because you don't know the person, maybe the stakes are high because you really like them or you want to like them more, but we're also trying to see, do I feel safe with this person? Even without a history of actual direct trauma, just the experience of being feminine is, can I make sure that I am safe and not threatened? And of course, that trust and rapport takes time. You get to decide safety in your own body and walk away when things are a no, or say that's a no. And you're definitely vulnerably putting yourself on the line. I know that men can say that they have the same experience. It's a little, maybe a lot different in a feminine body, right? We are literally built to receive, and the man is built to penetrate. And that's not just a sexual thing, that's actual. That's how our bodies and our energy is created. So when we're in this new world and we're kind of making sure that we're safe and protected, it feels really good when the masculine steps up and does the masculine things. And this is where chivalry comes in and why it feels so good to a woman. It feels good when he walks on the side of the road to protect you. It feels good just because, you know, chances are a car is not going to roll up on either of you. And honestly, God forbid, and I do feel like, tough that the guy is on the outside. Like, I feel for that too. I do. But it's the feeling for the feminine that just feels so good on a nervous system and a wiring level, deeply, deeply, deeply somatically in the body, that sometimes we can't even articulate that that person is showing up in that way. It also feels good when they open the car door or they wait for you or they do the things that show you are protected. This person is showing care and showing signs of protection, which is what we are wired for. We can only go so far from our biology. Listen, like, believe me, we can be very conscious. We can switch those energetic roles together. One can be providing in the financial way while the other one is maybe doing more of the home things. We can switch those roles. There doesn't have to be stagnancy. But when a man, especially in the beginning, shows you gestures of chivalry and protection and providership, oh my gosh, that feels like we can breathe. And that goes with financial stuff as well. So paying for the date shows I value you and your time, and I'm here to show you that. I'm showing you that the energetic exchange is, I would like to take care of you. I would like to show you some form of appreciation for this. And that just is the language of the feminine. It's not about the money, it's about the exchange. And so, I mean, if we were on like a barter system, it would be like the man does that bartering for us. Like the man shows up and says, she's worth it, and I'm gonna do it for whatever high value I believe that she is. I'm showing up to show her that I will provide and take care and lead. It feels really safe and good. So you get to decide whatever you want in your dynamics. I think that when people are extremely rigid about having the man always, always, always pay, it's not my philosophy, but if that feels good for you and your partner, like, go off. That's exactly what you're meant to be doing then, if that's good for both of you. But start running through yourself and why that's a necessity. Why? I just really believe in asking ourselves why, especially as we're moving into way more conscious partnerships. In 2025, we're no longer living in old, rigid ways or roles, and there's some discomfort as we're shape-shifting out of that and trying to find our footing. But there's still an energy play. What feels good? What feels safe? To me, I'm offering those words because I think it's really hard to navigate, and we as women can even feel some guilt for wanting to feel that safety. And I want you to know you don't have to feel guilt for wanting to feel that sense of value, of safety, of provision, of leadership, of I see you, I want you, I'm going to show. It's just the polarity that we're wired for. Again, it doesn't mean we're here for the money. It doesn't mean that if they don't have it every single time, we won't, like, no, none of that. It just means in the early stages, especially, to show up in that way, it feels really good. And then continue to show up in that way if you're the masculine partner, if you're the man, like, can you show up in those ways in other ways? Like, maybe it's not always the paying. Maybe you guys establish a different flow together now that you're actually partners, or depending on who's making more money and what's actually available to both of you and what feels like a good energy reciprocity for you, and then you and your partner together. But can you actually just start to see how important it is for the feminine to feel that kind of leadership? I know I'm going in circles just a little bit here, but I had a conversation with a friend that really inspired me to have this conversation, because I'm sure a lot of other women are navigating that dynamic. It's not about the money, it's about the energy. It's about the energy that they're putting behind showing you your value, their leadership, and the time you have together. Protection and provision. That is what we want to see from our masculine counterparts. It feels so luscious. So that is all that I have to say for today. And if you want to have more conversations on this, or you have questions on this, or requests, I would love for you to drop those in the comments so that we can chat. I mean, this is an open dialogue, and I'm here figuring out my own flow. I don't have everything figured out, but I'm happy to share whatever has worked for me and my partner and my people, and just continue to be transparent, honest, vulnerable, and speak from my heart. That's all I can do. My heart, my body, my gut, my joy. Thank you. I hope that you have the most beautiful day. Subscribe and follow along for more. I'm on this very heart-centric journey right now, continuing to listen to my heart and my body, and I'd love to show you what that looks like. Hopefully that helps you too. Have the most beautiful day.